When Domino's Pizza first opened in 1960, the all-day sale was only $14. But who knew that a newspaper boy who had neither a father's support nor a mother's love would one day become the owner of more than 18,000 pizza outlets? But this victory against the odds was by no means straightforward. The pizza store, which was started with borrowed money, faced countless hardships in its journey of growth. Sometimes a brother would leave. Sometimes the entire savings would be lost to fraud. Sometimes a partner would betray him. And above all, the name under which the store was opened was also someone else's. Millions of dollars in legal cases and a viral video that played with the reputation that the owner of Domino's had built years later. This is the story of Thomas Monahan, who faced all these difficulties and started from zero to build a billion-dollar empire. Welcome, viewers. Thomas Monahan was born on March 26, 1937, in a middle-class family in Michigan. His father was a truck driver and was running the house with great difficulty, and his mother worked in a nursing school. His father passed away when he was only 4 years old. His mother, who was unable to support the children, handed over Tom and his brother Jim to the government for 7 years. Tom's childhood was full of difficulties. He did not see the support of his father or the love of his mother, so he only saw the hardships of government foster care and boarding school. He could not pass high school or college, but with great difficulty. He got admission in the University of Michigan, but unfortunately, he did not even have the money for tuition fees. Life was giving him various shocks. Finally, he started delivering newspapers from door to door. From here, he started learning the basics of business and did not miss any opportunity to save money. Just as they had started to recover, their little savings also fell victim to a fraud. That was the point when, in 1959, Tom's brother, Jim, came to him with an idea that would change his life. He used to work as a postman at the post office, but to cover his expenses, he also worked part-time at a well-known person's restaurant, owned by a man named Dominic DeVadley. Jim's boss's restaurant in Michigan at that time was closed, and he wanted to sell it at a rock-bottom price. At that time, he was demanding $500 for the restaurant, but perhaps it was because the restaurant was also in debt for $2,000, which the buyer would have to pay. When Jim brought this news to Tom, the two of them thought, why not buy the restaurant and work together? They took a $900 loan from the post office and bought the restaurant from Dominic. But he did not change its name. In return, Dominic gave him some recipes and taught him how to make sauces. He planned to open the restaurant from 5 p.m. to 12 a.m., which would not disturb Jim's job at the post office and would also satisfy Tom's fear of studying at the university in the morning. He officially opened the restaurant on December 9, 1960, and made $14 in sales on the first day. In the first week, he did not even have a phone, meaning all the customers came to the restaurant themselves. Then he started a delivery service, for which he hired 2 factory workers on commission. After 4 months, his daily sales reached $107, but these sales were mostly due to the nearby college. When the college semester was over, sales dropped to $28. Jim spent very little time at the restaurant because of his post office job. In fact, he hardly did any work at all. When sales dropped, fights started between the two brothers. After 8 months of opening the restaurant, Jim left the restaurant, even though the idea was originally his. In exchange for a 50% share, Tom gave him a Volkswagen that he had bought for pizza delivery. Jim happily took the car and left without knowing how much of a loss he had actually made. Now, Tom became 100% owner of the restaurant, but this meant that he would have to work full-time, meaning his dream of going to university remained unfulfilled again. He would stay in the restaurant for days and spend his nights eating burnt pizza for dinner. Slowly, the restaurant's sales started to increase again. He also hired 2 helpers, and now the daily profit reached $57. He used to sell pizza to other pizza stores in his spare time. While visiting and doing market research, the owner of an Italian restaurant became his friend and gave Tom the recipe for his famous sauce. When Tom applied this recipe to Dominic, people liked the sauce very much, and sales started going up again. Now someone gave Tom the idea to open another branch of his restaurant. But for this work, Tom needed a partner who could run his previous restaurant because his brother was no longer with him. Finally, Tom found a partner, but this partner was going to ruin all of Tom's hard work. One day, a man named Jim Gilmore came to Dominic, whom Tom recognized immediately. He used to run a well-known restaurant in the city. The two started talking about the restaurant business. At the same time, Tom told Gilmore about his plans that he wanted to open a new branch. Now, because Gilmore had experience in running restaurants, a deal was made between the two. In the deal, it was agreed that Gilmore would get a 50% share in the business by paying $500, and he would also run Dominic's first restaurant. But Gilmore said that he did not have $500 at the moment. "I will give it to him later." But since Tom was in dire need of a partner, he supported him. Gilmore had become Dominic's 50% partner. He also gave him no down payment, and he did not give this money to Tom later either. Tom opened his second branch and handed over the first branch to Gilmore. This was the point when Tom realized his mistake because he had hired an unknown person without checking. He had given 50% of his business to Jim Gilmore. Soon, both the sales and the quality of the pizza at the first branch began to decline, and Tom suspected that Jim Gilmore was secretly stealing money from the cash register. Jim Gilmore ran 2 restaurants in the city, but he had a drinking habit that had caused him to go bankrupt twice. Tom thought that he might have improved, but that was not the case. In addition, Gilmore cleverly added some conditions to the agreement he had made with Tom, according to which he was only a 50% share partner in the profits of Dominic, while in case of a loss, Tom would cover the entire loss. Now the time came when Tom started spending time on both branches, and Gilmore worked only when he wanted. The thing is, Gilmore was taking unfair advantage of Tom. Tom even talked to him about terminating the agreement several times, but due to legal problems, he could not get rid of Gilmore. Finally, the matter went to court, and Tom and Gilmore's partnership ended. But obviously, Tom had to cover all the losses that happened later. But that did not mean that all of Tom's problems were over. The next dispute was with a person under whose name Tom was running his business, Dominic Devati. When Dominic Devati saw that Tom was running 2 restaurants under his name and making good sales, he became professionally jealous. Finally, Dominic was also running a restaurant in the city under his own name, and because of this, the customers were also confused. So he called Tom and told him to stop using his name. This news hit him like lightning because he had put his blood and sweat into promoting this name. Suddenly, changing the name meant that all of Tom's hard work would be wasted. Someone suggested to Tom that he should choose a name that was similar to Dominic's, because at that time people used to look for numbers in the phone book, and when there was a similar name, the name of the restaurant would also be on Dominic's page. For several days, Tom and his team kept thinking of a name similar to Tom's, but no one understood. Finally, a pizza writer suggested a name, and that was Domino's. Tom liked this name very much. After that day, they started working under the name Domino's, not Dominic. Changing the name meant that now they would have to change the logo as well, so they simply started using the tiles from the domino game as logo. And since they had 3 stores at that time, they put only 3 dots on the tiles. Next time, you can tell anyone what these 3 dots mean among Domino's Pizza. Thomas Monaghan's pizza business now had a new name. He worked hard to improve the recipe and make the business profitable. But Domino's growth began with a strange incident. One day, a large number of the restaurant staff went on vacation together. Tom removed the extra cheese from the menu and served only pizza. That day, Domino's benefited the most. Tom realized that a larger menu only increased the workload, while a smaller menu made more profit. From that day on, Domino's removed extra items from the menu and focused solely on pizza. Even pizzas were limited to two sizes, 8 inches and 12 inches. In addition, Tom noticed that by providing dine-in facilities to customers, extra staff had to be hired, which increased work and reduced profits. Tom revolutionized the delivery business by using cardboard boxes to keep pizzas warm. Not only that, but he also improved the service by using delivery pouches. It should be remembered that delivery pouches in which pizzas stay warm were first introduced by Domino's. Due to new innovations in delivery, Domino's gained an edge over other restaurants. Competitors like Pizza Hut's branches used to take up most of the area for dine-in facilities. Domino's prices were the same, and their profit margins were higher because they did not have to spend on dine-in facilities. Tom had now been in this business for 7 years, and Domino's was growing much faster than others. In 1967, they decided to franchising. New stores were opened, located near colleges and military bases, where the demand for normal pizza was high. Instead of wasting money on mainstream media for advertising, ads were placed only in college newspapers, which were cheaper to read and more effective. Over the next 2 years, 32 Domino's franchises were opened. There were quality issues at first, but they were later fixed. By the end of 1969, a total of 42 stores had opened in Michigan, Vermont, and Ohio. And by 1978, more than 200 Domino's outlets had been opened across the United States. Now, it was quite difficult to stop the success of Domino's. But then an incident occurred that caused Domino's a lot of damage. In 1980, everyone was crazy about Domino's delivery service. Seeing this, Pizza Hut and other competitors also started focusing on delivery. That is, Pizza Hut was now trying to compete directly with Domino's. To differentiate itself from this, Domino's came up with a trick to make its already excellent delivery service even more amazing. In 1984, Domino's started marketing that if the pizza was not delivered within 30 minutes, the money for the pizza would not be taken. This made Domino's sales grow like a rocket. This deal was beneficial for customers in every way. Either they would get the pizza quickly, or it would be free. This campaign helped Domino's grow even more. In 1980, Domino's, which had 200 branches in the U.S., now had 5,000 globally, making it the fastest-growing restaurant chain in the world at that time. But Tom did not know that this trick is about to cost Domino's its life. In 1989, a 17-year-old Domino's delivery driver crashed his truck while trying to deliver pizzas and died on the spot. The incident was reported in the newspapers, and it was written that the 17-year-old died while trying to deliver pizzas. Obviously, in the rush to deliver, drivers used to go against the rules and drive their vehicles too fast. As soon as this news was highlighted in national magazines, a report was published stating that 20 fatal accidents had occurred in a year due to Domino's fast delivery. In another accident, the driver ran over a couple, killing them on the spot. Due to this accident, Domino's had to pay a fine of $32 million. In 1993, another case occurred when a Domino's driver ran a red light and broke the back phone of a girl in the next car. This time, the court fined Domino's $78 million. Due to all these incidents, Domino's delivery service was heavily criticized. The campaign that had taken Domino's to this height of growth was now at their throats. At this point, Tom finally announced the end of the 30-minute delivery campaign. Obviously, when any business becomes famous, it also becomes controversial. First, due to driver accidents, and then the Domino's Foundation, in 1998, Thomas Monaghan sold Domino's for $1.1 billion. But the series of controversies did not end. In 2009, a video went viral on YouTube in which two Domino's workers were seen making pizza in a very unhygienic manner. Sometimes they sneezed on the pizza and put it in an oven, and sometimes they put their fingers in their nose and made pizza with the same hands. A total of 5 such videos were uploaded to YouTube, which dealt a big blow to Domino's reputation among pizza lovers. Domino's contacted YouTube and requested to delete the videos, but YouTube refused. Finally, these workers were found, which was not that difficult because their faces were visible in the video. They said that in reality, they were making a prank video, but no such pizza was sent to any customer. Due to this small joke of the workers, Domino's had to suffer a lot of losses. Today, Domino's has 1,848 branches worldwide, 145 more than Pizza Hut. When it comes to employees, Domino's has only 13,500, and Pizza Hut has 3,50,000. And in revenue, Domino's generates almost 4 times more sales than Pizza Hut. Let me also tell you that 3 million Domino's pizzas are made every day all over the world, and one of Domino's chefs, Zagros Jeff, has not once but twice held the record of the world's fastest pizza maker, who surprised the world by making 3 large pizzas in just 70 seconds. I hope you will like and share this video of EuroTV. Thank you very much for your loving comments. I will see you in the next wonderful video.